Happy Wednesday, folks, and welcome to part 3 of our US adventures. If you didn't catch the last 2, I'll leave them linked in the description. We finally made it to the Big Apple, the city that never sleeps, New York. We are here for 5 nights and have so many fun things planned, from checking out the sights to shopping to finding some local hidden food gems. It's going to be a pretty jam-packed vlog. I hope you guys enjoy it, and let's go. We landed in LaGuardia around 4:45, and it was about 6 in the evening by the time we actually got to our hotel. Since we're staying in New York for 5 nights, we decided to spend a bit more on a nicer hotel in a prime location, and we opted for the Artisan, which is in the financial district. It was pretty close to most things via subway, so that was definitely a bonus and helped us make the most of our time. After dumping our luggage and a quick freshen up, we decided to hit the city streets and grab some dinner. We headed out to a place called Mamoun's Falafel. This is a recommendation we actually came across on another YouTube video by The Food Insider, and I'll leave that linked in the description. They share some iconic food spots to check out in New York, and this was one of them. The falafels were completely vegetarian and so delicious. Definitely worth the hype. We're here, we're in the heart of Times Square. We're now walking away from the main really crowded part. We're just walking a bit further down. What street is this? Times Square was really busy as expected, so we were pretty quick passing through here, but very glad that we got to see it lit up at night. After that, we took a casual stroll around the city and explored a few iconic streets of New York. Our final stop for the night before heading back to our hotel was Grand Central Terminal. It was so beautiful to see all the different historical architectural details. That ceiling was definitely a sight to behold. Look at those windows. Good morning from day 2 in New York. We are on our way to Dominique Ansel's bakery. Did I say that right? Dominique Ansel's bakery to get ourselves some cronuts. We are late. We were going to try and get there at 7 and line up, because that's kind of the advice we were given. You've got to get there really early, otherwise they run out. But we had a few things going on, so we're heading there now, and we'll just check it out. Maybe they've got some left. If not, we'll just come back another day. We're here till Sunday, so we've got a bit of time. Dominique Ansel's bakery is popular for their signature cronuts. It's a cross between a croissant and a donut, and they have a signature flavor every single month that never repeats. We did get pretty lucky as we got there just before noon, and even though there was a line, it was nothing as huge as what we'd heard of. We're just on our way to Washington Square Park so we can sit down and enjoy our hot drinks and our cronuts. For the month of May, the signature flavor was strawberry poppy seed mascarpone and buttermilk, filled with strawberry poppy seed mascarpone ganache and buttermilk ganache, and it was divine. Definitely worth checking out if you're into your sweets and you're in town. So we are now walking to Central Park. We're going to walk around there for a little bit, and then we're going to head to the movies. We're watching Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. That's the full title. It just came out today, so we're very excited. We didn't end up having time to check out Central Park before the movie, so we decided to head there afterwards, and it was huge. There was no way we were going to be able to cover all of it, but we did spend a couple of hours walking around and getting lost in all the greenery. Later that night for dinner, we headed to an all-vegan Szechuan restaurant called Spicy Moon in West Village. I'd never actually been to an all-vegan Szechuan place, as a lot of the time the cuisine tends to be quite meat or like non-vegetarian heavy, so it was a really nice experience. We ordered the steamed dumplings for entree, dan dan noodles, rice, and some dry pepper style tofu and veggies for main. And then for dessert, we got the red bean bun, which looked kind of cute and also reminded me of like the food that you see in a lot of Studio Ghibli films. All in all, it was a great experience, and it's always a bit of a novelty for me as a vegetarian to go to a place where I can pick anything I like from the menu. That is the Manhattan Bridge. I mistakenly thought that was the Brooklyn Bridge because it's in a lot of those iconic photos, but over there, that there is the Brooklyn Bridge, and that's what we're going to be walking on, but this is for the photos. We spent Friday morning walking around Brooklyn and getting some iconic photos. After that, we walked to the famous Jane's Carousel. Built in 1922, it was currently celebrating its 100th anniversary and still up and running beautifully. After that, we wanted to grab a bite to eat, so we headed to the Time Out Market. Here they had a bunch of different stalls featuring cuisines from all over the world. Hello! How cool! And there's Shravan. That's my hand. And that's the gimbal. The Time Out Market also featured a rooftop bar where the windows opened up to some more picturesque views. Later on that evening, we had tickets to the Summit One Vanderbilt. This was a new observation deck that opened up sometime last year, and it showcased various levels, each meant to provide us with a uniquely different experience. The first level was called Transcendence, where we were in this space full of mirrors. Here we experienced some pretty cool visual perspectives and different reflections. We then moved up through the various floors, this one here being our absolute favorite. Now, on a normal clear day, I reckon the views from this place would be spectacular as it overlooks all of New York. Unfortunately, the evening that we were here, it was really cold, raining, and extremely foggy. So although we got to see a bit of the New York skyline, it wasn't the best. We had booked our tickets well in advance, so we didn't get much of a say in terms of the weather, but if you guys are visiting, it's definitely something to consider, maybe finding a day where the weather's a bit better, or maybe going earlier in the day, just food for thought. Saturday morning started off with a lovely brunch at this contemporary Indian restaurant called Gupshup. Its menu featured a lot of classic Bombay-inspired street food with a modern twist. The ambience of this place is so cozy, colourful and fun. It was a great way to start off our weekend. Got my little Parle G. We have here the aloo tikki burger with masala. It's like masala magic fries, right?
Yeah.
And then some sauce. And then this one is actually like their take on the classic like shakshuka eggs. So it's like the egg gotala, and that's like served with some bread. So really excited for this. This is delicious. It's so good. How is it? Yeah, good. We are in the Friends experience. I'm a huge fan. I love the show. We're here today. We've just had our photo taken on that iconic Friends couch, the sofa. We're gonna walk through, check out the props, and yeah, just have some fun. We are in Monica's apartment, and there's her immaculately clean kitchen. are back at Times Square again. It is the daytime now. It's a very rainy day in New York today. It is a Saturday as well, so a lot of people are out and about. And Shravan and I are just on the way to purchase some tickets to a musical. There's quite a few showing on Broadway at the moment, and they sometimes have like tickets that are on sale, sort of last minute tickets, 50% off. So we're gonna see what we can find. They've got Mrs. Doubtfire showing at the moment, Book of Mormon, which we do have back in Melbourne as well. They had The Music Man, although those tickets were still quite pricey, but they do feature the amazing Hugh Jackman in that one. So I don't know, we'll see what we can find. We'll see what's available. Today was our last full day in New York. We were heading to our next destination first thing tomorrow morning, and this Sunday also happened to be Shravan's birthday. We started off the morning taking a stroll around the streets of New York City, and for lunch we stopped by this all-vegan sushi joint in Midtown called Beyond Sushi. We were both craving sushi, and this place had a really unique variety of options. We ordered the sweet chili cauliflower wings with a yogurt dipping sauce, the spicy mang rolls, which featured mango, avocado, cucumber, and black rice, a combination I'd never tasted before, and this delicious plate of spicy bao buns. It was hands down some of the best vegan Japanese we'd ever tasted. After lunch, we took a subway to the High Line. The High Line is a park that was built on a historic freight rail line in New York. It was originally planned to be demolished, and then the rail line was saved and converted into a park that opened up in 2009, where people now enjoy experiencing some time in nature. The walk along the High Line led us straight to the Chelsea markets. Here we got to explore some shops and also taste a few popular sweet and savory delicacies, including these fresh hot mini donuts that were dipped in various flavored sugars and these tangy grilled cactus tacos. In the evening, we decided to hop on the Staten Island ferry. After all, we were in New York and we had to see the Statue of Liberty in all her glory. Riding the ferry was completely free of charge. All we had to do was hop on, get off at Staten Island, and then jump back on again to return to Manhattan. It's our last full day in New York and we're currently on the Staten Island ferry, getting some beautiful views of the city and also the Statue of Liberty. It's a perfect time that we've picked because it's spot on sunset, golden hour, and we can just see the sun setting behind the city skyline, and yeah, it looks amazing. At this point, the day was almost coming to an end, but we had one more activity left on the agenda. Finishing off this day as full-blown tourists of New York City by doing the Brooklyn Bridge walk. So we're walking across it right now, and then we're going to get some pizza in Brooklyn.
We have very high ambitions to get into Lucali's, which is apparently like a very sought after place for pizza. I highly doubt we're gonna get in just because it's Mother's Day and it's already like 8:20, so
After our walk, we had a second round of Mamoon's falafels, this time in Greenwich Village, followed by a slice of New York pizza at the famous Joe's Pizza. This place was right next to our hotel, so it was the perfect late night eat before we had to head back to pack and get ready for our flight the next day.